Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's me again, your boy DJ Old School. And what I want to talk about tonight is the problems with social media. Now, one thing about social media is that, I know you have your different websites. You have, your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and things of that particular nature, and of course, YouTube, But one thing I have noticed about social media is that it have really poisoned most teenagers' minds, and it helped develop some insecurities along the way. You know, one thing that social media does, for example, if you don't get enough likes on Instagram, you start to feel unworthy. You start to feel like don't nobody like you just because your picture didn't get the amount of likes that you wanted. You know, I know because I've been through it, and I've it had that effect on me at one point in time in my life, and that's why I felt like I had to make this video so I could help others to get through it. Because one thing about it is that social media, what most teenagers don't realize is that it's just for fun. And I think this generation in particular has taken social media too seriously. They don't really realize that it's just a website. Like, it's not to be taken seriously, and most people do that. They be posting videos of themselves, especially these young females. I see on Instagram, they be twerking. For you older folk, that means shaking your ass on camera. I'm sorry, but it does. Uh, that's just what it means. It's twerking. Shaking your booty on camera, and for some reason they get over 17,000 likes, or some shit like that. But uh, like I said, that's just for fun. It's pretend. It's not to be taken seriously. And girls, young women actually need to, care about themselves a little bit more than what they do. Life is more than just, getting likes on Instagram or just, uh, exposing yourself, in that particular way. With me personally, I got a couple of pictures on Instagram myself, but never once have you seen me half naked. And you're not gonna see me half naked because that's not what I represent. You know, um, that's not the type of man that I am. You're not gonna see me half naked on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? You just not gonna do it. Um, but like I said, mostly it's the females that have the insecurities with the Instagram and the Facebook. You know, if like I said earlier, if they don't get a certain amount of likes, they start to feel insecure about themselves. And that brings me back to the point where I said, they take it too seriously. It's not to be taken seriously. It's just Instagram. Okay, it's just a website where people go to post pictures for fun. You know, It, it's never to be taken, seriously. So I hope and pray that y'all took what I said and learn from it. Because with these websites, they created for us to just have fun with it. With Facebook, I be seeing people actually having beef on Facebook. I'm like, cause see, back in my day, I sound old as fuck right now, but back in the day, if you had beef with somebody, you bring it to their attention, face to face. Now they arguing over Facebook, like when they actually have beef, they'll fight over Facebook. I'm like, nah, fuck that. Say that shit to my face. You know what I'm saying? That's how we rolled back in the '90s. Either you gonna throw down or you gonna shut up. You know what I'm saying? That's just how that's just how we rolled. That's how I grew up. You know what I'm saying? Like before Facebook, that's how we did it. Before Facebook came out, that's just how we handle our problems. It might have not been the smartest way to handle our problems, but hey, that that's just what it is. Um, but now that Facebook then came out, people have beef on Facebook and they arguing and fighting. I'm like, nah, if you gonna fight, you know, come to my face. Don't say that shit online. You know what I'm saying? Don't be talking shit about me online behind my back or whatever the fuck you be doing. You know what I'm saying? Say shit to my face and we can handle the situation right now. You know what I'm saying? But but yeah though, that's just how I grew up, you know, had to fight and stuff like that, but luckily I don't have to do that no more. Cause these motherfuckers around here know me. They know I fucked their ass up. That's what they know. But anyway, let me get on up out of here. But yeah though, like I said, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, it's just, websites. It's not to be taken seriously, not to be taken literally. So for those of you who are feeling insecure or who feel like, they don't get a certain number of likes, forget all that. You gotta realize your own value. You gotta realize how much you is worth to yourself. If you don't see the beauty within yourself, then how in the hell can you expect for somebody else to see it? You know what I'm saying? You gotta love yourself first before you start posting pictures on Facebook and Instagram and shit like that. You gotta love yourself first. You know what I'm saying? Before you expect to get likes and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you is straight. Make sure you love yourself because if you don't love yourself, ain't nobody else gonna love you. Straight up. You know what I mean? You gotta know where you come from. You gotta know who you are, and you gotta know your own value. You gotta know what you is worth. So the girls that's feeling insecure, it's not even really that big a deal. It's just a website. It's strictly for pretend, for fun, and just to have a good time with your friends and family. But that's as far as it goes. You know, that's it. So I'm DJ Old School. I hope you took what I said into consideration. God bless y'all. I love y'all. Deuces.